The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
Good afternoon and welcome to today's webinar. My name is Amanda Nichols from CCIQ and I'll be your facilitator for today. Joining us is Jason Wales, who manages our HR services team at CCIQ. CCIQ is very excited to launch our new top-of-the-range HR service today, MyHR Manager. Now, this session hopes to shed some light on our new service and to showcase how it can empower employers to do more of what they love and leave the HR worries to us. But before we start, this will be an open session where questions are encouraged by all. You can send your questions through at any time during the webinar using the chat box that appears on the bottom right-hand side of your screen. So I'll now hand over to Jason, who will take you through this exciting new product.
Thank you, Amanda. Good afternoon, everybody, and thank you for taking the time out to listen to the webinar today. Firstly, I'd like to extend a warm welcome to Phoebe Kiddo and Rebecca Wright from HR Dynamics in Cairns. Thank you for listening, ladies, and I'll talk to the listeners about HR Dynamics and how you fit in and how you sort of contribute to this product and HR CCIQ in a whole. So, thank you. So firstly, I'd like to introduce, refresh everyone's memory on CCIQ and what services we provide. So as part of our HR service, we provide an employer assistance helpline, which services between 500 and 700 inquiries over the phone and via email each month. So these inquiries range from, rates of pay to entitlements, understanding obligations under the National Employment Standards and Fair Work Act, questions to do with performance management, disciplining employees, right through the termination and unfair dismissal, unlawful dismissal, general protections, and of course, dealing with just problem employees. So we have a team consisting of Robert Hall-Bowman, Michael O'Brien and Jacinda Davies, who are here every day supporting businesses through their issues with HR and IR. Sitting alongside that employer assistance helpline, we have our workers' compensation helpline. Now, this is a free service for every employer in Queensland, so you don't have to be a member of CCIQ to access this service. So what this service provides is an independent sort of advice relating to rehabilitation, return to work, and workers' compensation. Now, we have a relationship with the Office of Industrial Relations who funds this program. So what we try to do at CCIQ is provide that independent advice free from the policing side of things that most employers may think might happen when they contact the work cover regarding a claim or a potential claim. So we will just assist members when it comes to those issues without having any viewpoint or any ability to inform work cover or the regulator about the situation. So we're totally independent. So that's a free service for all employees in Queensland. So please feel free to tell anybody and everybody about that free service, because it is a great service. So sitting alongside those two helpline services, we have our consultancy business. It's our fee-for-service model, which is a service that helps our members through those difficult, sometimes complex matters to deal with, enterprise agreement negotiations, managing an unfair dismissal or general protections claim. Our team are very experienced in managing those issues, and we would represent our members through conciliation and right through to arbitration if required. So Robert, Michael and Jacinda are all experienced in that area alongside myself. So we are very passionate about ensuring that our members are fairly represented in those matters. We also assist in workplace investigations, policy reviews, advocating industrial tribunals, as I said, assisting in underpayment of wages claims. And Michael O'Brien is a fully qualified mediator, and he's quite busy at the moment going out into the field and assisting our members with those with grievances and disputes and mediating resolutions. One thing I'm really excited to sort of announce to you today, everybody, is that from July 2019, we will be able to perform drug and alcohol testing as a new service, which will enable the team to go out to your site and perform those drug and alcohol testing in line with your policy. And if you don't have a policy, we can get one for you, write one up in consultation with you, and implement that into your business. Okay.
Excellent. That's quite a thorough list of complex issues you've raised there, Jason, and we know all too well when we hear from businesses how stressful it can be, and each of those issues can have dire consequences for businesses. So moving on, can you tell us more detail about MyHR Manager?
Yes, yeah, MyHR Manager. Sorry, the slide's not working.
You're on mute.
Thanks, Amanda. Sorry, I had trouble with my slides then. I do apologise. Yeah, so MyHR Manager is our new level of membership, which is the most comprehensive level of membership we've had at CCIQ in our 150-year history. So I'm very excited about this this new level of membership, and more importantly, it's a membership level that is going to assist our members, you know, in a way that we've never helped before. So what that means is, you know, that enables our CCIQ advisors to go into a business, or a member's business, one day a month and assist in HR management. So what that means, it's sort of a service that will enable you know, assistance with, you know, HR administration, recruitment, you know, dealing with you know, pay disputes, doing a payroll audit. So on 3 different levels, you'll see here in this webinar that we've sort of attributed to MyHR Manager expertise too. So before we get to that point, I just want to state that you know, we are you know, CCIQ as a business has always been here to help employers through their HR and IR matters, and with our you know, with a certain level of you know, expertise and caution, we provide that service. So we're not a service that is hasty and provides service or advice on a whim. We are considered and thought out, and this level of membership enables you know, a relationship to be fostered between the employer and CCIQ, and of course the employees who are employed by our members. So it's an affordable level of membership that will assist employers manage their employee function without, you know, stressing about it, if I can speak so plainly. I feel like I'm on an infomercial at the moment, but it's something that is very, very important. But when you speak to the team today, you'll sort of understand the passion that's behind this level of membership, and each member of the team has a story to tell about how they're contributing to, you know, to their members and their end goals in ensuring that their people management requirements are met. So I'm going to just change the slides now, if I may. It's working well for me now. Thank you, Amanda. So how does it work? So, you know, regardless if you're an existing member of CCIQ or a new member, the principle is still the same. So what would happen is, if you're wanting to engage CCIQ under this level of membership, you would simply call the Employer Assistance HR Services team and speak to myself, Robert, Jacinda or Michael, and simply ask some questions around you know, the MyHR Manager product. From there, if you feel like this level of membership is for you, then we would of course you know, get you onboarded as a member if you're not a member, and if you are an existing member, would upgrade you through our membership team and get you upgraded and get the sort of the administration side of things out the way. And from there, you would have a consultation with your nominated manager or consultant and develop a set of priorities and go through you know, set expectations and list any you know, goals that you want to achieve throughout the next 12 months. And through that collaboration, and through constant communication, you will be in a position to see the benefits. It's a 1 day a month sort of membership level. You still have access to the full support of the HR services team via the phone, but you will have one point of contact in your MyHR Manager consultant. So regardless if, say, you were Robert Hall-Bowman was your consultant coming out to your business 1 day a month, and Robert was away on annual leave, you still have access to the full team of professionals here at CCIQ. So that's very important to mention. The days are flexible also. So, if you're having every Thursday, every second Thursday per month, and something happens in your business, you're able to change that day to suit the business need.
Okay, so just on that point, Jason, if in the case of emergency, can you can my HR manager be requested to assist an organisation on demand as opposed to regular on-site visits?
Yeah, that's a good point, and we like to remain flexible. And of course, it's able to be changed. Your day is able to be changed if the member or if the member requires it. So there's no sort of set rules around the day. However, for scheduling and planning, if you schedule a day per month, we like to see that occur. But of course, we understand that business needs change, and when there's an incident on site, whether it be a termination or a performance issue, or God forbid someone attacks someone in the workplace and you need someone out there straight away, and this does happen. We do get these calls where there are physical threats made on site, or there's an incident, and you need that support that day. We will go out there that day. I just want to mention too, Amanda, that the laddies at HR Dynamics through our regional HRA program are in Cairns, and they sort of will be carrying out the MyHR Manager, MyHR member membership deliverables in Cairns. So Rebecca and Phoebe will be up there in Cairns, performing the service for us, and we are very, very happy to have Rebecca and Phoebe be part of the CCIQ family.
Okay, excellent. Can you now just drill down a bit more, Jason, on what the MyHR Manager can do for your business?
Yeah, sure, and I sort of touched on it earlier, but this level of service is really comprehensive, and I'm going to use some analogies here, but we are going to be your HR dog's body. So, for example, we will be the experience in the team ranges from hospitality through to government, through to manufacturing, mining, transportation, general business. Yeah, so the team will speak about that more when they jump on later. But we would help in the areas of recruitment, and onboarding and induction, performance management, managing terminations. Of course, the disciplinary process is important, and we will be managing that for our members who engage the MyHR Manager membership. Of course, if you want your policies and procedures updated and reviewed, we would do that as part of the membership. It even comes down to, Amanda, even having an inbox there or a box there, a tray that says, MyHR Manager Jason once a month. If there's filing for me to do, if there's, setting up employees into your HRIS system, or, general admin, we would do that as well. But when it comes down to the more complex matters such as compliance, we are there for our members on that level as well. So, providing that coaching and mentoring for members, ensuring that they're provided with HR best practice and advice. That support is sort of why we're here as well as employer association. So once again, the team are very skilled and experienced in providing that coaching and mentoring on HR best practice. pay rates and entitlements are getting a sort of a rap in the media at the moment. So we would do a payroll audit and a bit of an employee file audit to understand your current state and deliver recommendations and make those changes on your behalf to ensure that you're compliant and meeting standards of the National Employment Standards and the Fair Work Act. HR admin comes into it as well, because we know through experience that when we talk to our members over the phone, we ask a series of questions regarding, do you have A, B, C, or D? And most members say, no, I don't have time to even get that done. So there is an element of HR admin that goes along with it. Drafting policies and procedures and actually implementing those procedures is something that falls under the MyHR Manager product as well. So it's all okay to have a policy and procedure in place, but when was it last reviewed, and who reviewed it, and when and how long has it been since the employees have signed off or even been told about that policy? So we would implement the new policies into the business as well. And then when it comes to agreements and contracts, another big red flag for us is that when we're dealing with people, members over the phone, a lot of employers still don't have employment contracts for their employees. So we would understand what's going on in the business and sort of remedy any deficiencies in compliance, and especially to do with agreements and contracts. So we would review contracts, draft new employment contracts. We even do salary benchmarking recommendations. So if you're wanting to understand, how much you should be paying an employee that falls outside of the modern award, we would do an analysis and provide a report on what salary would be appropriate for that industry, location, and occupation. So yeah. And I guess people are wanting to understand, listeners are wanting to understand how much is this going to cost. So, it's pretty inexpensive when you look at employing a HR advisor, HR manager, or another full-time resource to do these functions for little as $1,320 per month, including GST. It's a pretty reasonable amount to pay for such a great service. If you equate that to a daily amount, it's $44 per day. And given the years of experience that CCIQ has in this area through advocacy and our employer assistance team and our HR services team, you can be rest assured that it's value for money. You can upgrade. The cost can be you can pay monthly or yearly. It's just dependent on yourself, and you can be upgraded from one membership level to another. And I guess to really sound like a TV infomercial, if I may, if you're registered for today's webinar, you'll receive a 10% discount off the price of the MyHR membership cost if you sign up after this webinar or before 31st of March. So yeah. So
just before you introduce the team, Jason, I just want you've gone through all the services of the MyHR Manager, which is fantastic, and we've covered the cost, but just can you just discuss with us what a business would benefit from having this service as opposed to an in-house? Like, I know you've mentioned the services, but why CCIQ?
Why CCIQ? Amanda, I think the years of experience that we have in assisting employers with HR and IR matters is our strong point. And also, we're an independent party. We have, we have partnerships with other organisations such as the Office of Industrial Relations and the Fair Work Ombudsman that we can rely on in ensuring that our members receive the best possible service and up-to-date information when it comes to HR and IR. We also have our advocacy team which lobby government on changes to policy relating to workplace relations, industrial relations. But on a day-to-day basis, Amanda, having an independent party come in who is not emotionally attached to any of the employees, and having that that understanding of what the business wants and the direction the business needs to go in, and meeting its overall objectives, is something that is of a benefit to a member wanting to sign up to, or a non-member wanting to sign up to the MyHR Manager level of membership. I know Jacinda's been on site last week for a member, and just to sort of backtrack a bit, sorry, listeners, we softly launched this product late last year, and we're just trying it to see how we go, and ironing out any problems with the service. And to date, we've got 13, as of today, we've got 13 MyHR Manager clients already in existence at CCIQ, and the feedback already has been positive. And speaking of Jacinda, she was out on site the other day in a manufacturing and road transport member, and Jacinda's approach was well received because of the industry and the frustrations and the relationships that our member had with employees. Having Jacinda there removed that emotion out of the room, and Jacinda was able to deal with their HR matters effectively and efficiently, and much to the members' delight. They were quite happy that they signed up to this level of membership. So not having that emotional attachment, and having the confidence that a third-party provider such as CCIQ can come in and get the job done for you without any fuss or mess, and can actually deliver on the HR promise. So just on that now, I'd like to introduce the team. We have Robert Hall-Bowman, Michael O'Brien and Jacinda Davies, who form part of the HR services team. I'm very proud to work with them. I love working with them every day. Their passion for HR and their passion for assisting small business is just outstanding, and I'm very blessed to have them in my team. And each of them will explain what they're doing for their current MyHR Manager members, and provide some more context around the benefits and what they're experiencing in the field or out in the paddock, in dealing with dealing with everything that happens in the HR world. And once again, HR Dynamics will be delivering this service in the Cairns area, and Phoebe and Rebecca, I'll speak about them after the team is finished. I just want to hand over to Robert Hall-Bowman now to have a chat, and we'll then go on to Michael and Jacinda.
Thanks, Jason. Good afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone's having a good afternoon. As Jason said, I'll give you a bit of background as to where I've come from and my experience in the HR world, and then I'll give you a bit of information on my experiences so far as being the on the ground HR manager with some of our businesses who are my HR Manager members. So I guess first of all, as far as experience and qualifications go, I guess I do bring some experience in varying industries, but I think it's important to note here that the three of us, three on the ground staff combined, actually we've got a pretty broad range, and the way that our team operates, and I know some of you might call in every now and again for advice, and may already know, but we work together really well as a team. So I guess my point here is that if we're on site, one of us is on site with a member dealing with an issue, we may not have experience in a certain area, and we may tap into the team. So there's always that connection, even though as a MyHR Manager business, you've got one person on the ground from the team. You've got that connection with everyone in the team anyway. In terms of my experience overall, I guess I've got a background in advocacy, but also, I guess a big focus that we have is to prevent disputes, whether they're involving a regulatory body, or whether they're involving disputes, disagreements between staff. And I think a really important thing and something that I've really noticed in going into businesses, being the on-site HR manager, is we want to get an understanding of how everyone interacts with each other in the workplace. So in particular, senior managers and owners, we may deal directly, and at the same time, as part of a day on site, work with on-the-ground supervisor of a particular area. And in my experience, building those, it's important, it's key for us to build those internal relationships, not just with the point of contact for the level of membership, but also internally as well. And I can certainly see, I've been assisting members, my HR Manager members now since September last year, and certainly there's those relationships that are built, of building those relationships and getting a better understanding of those particular businesses and how they operate. And of course, it goes hand in hand with being able to provide a better service. And I have had feedback from members about interactions between staff. Having a third party. Essentially, we're a third party coming in, but the way that we were coming into the business and assisting may not necessarily be as a representative to the employer, where an employee is bringing a claim, but as a HR person, attempting to look at the situation as a third party and resolve a matter. But I mean, the main focus of this. Main focus of when we go into a business is to build those internal relationships, and certainly where those businesses have existing HR functions, and certainly one of my members, one of my HR members does, it works really well. I've found we work really well together, and it's fortunate in that way because the HR person can see. Can put things together and see what needs to be done and prioritise. But at the same time, I'm dealing with a business who supplies to the building and construction industry, who's quite large, who has very limited HR function. But building that internal relationship with managers of different areas of the business has made it a lot easier to get that information and to get the message across, essentially, and to deal with things every day on the ground, like policies and procedures and implementation as such. So one thing that I've found that's been really good is planning the year ahead. So like Jason said, we'll set out, we want to know what your expectations are and what you want to achieve. And it's important, it's important for us to even know that before we even start opening our mouth and telling you what we can do. So really, that's where we come in and provide our recommendations. And one thing I just want to point out before I hand over to Michael and for his insight is we really treat your information confidentially as well. That's really important to us, and it goes hand in hand with contractually with your membership. As a HR manager, we're in your business, so we have that information on hand, and we understand the sensitivities as day-to-day advisors that you might speak to us over the phone. That's something important as well. So I'll just hand over to Michael O'Brien now, and I thank you for your time today. And Michael's just going to give you a bit of an insight into his experience on the ground as a HR manager. Thanks, Michael.
Thank you, Robert. Thank you, everyone. It's a privilege to have this time and access to you guys out there. Some people on the webinar might know me and have spoken to me, but this is a chance to tell you a bit about the team and how we're delivering these services to MyHR managers. So I'd like to point out talk about my experience and my background. As you can see by the slide, my real passion is conciliation, mediation, and I've really done a lot of study and a lot of development around those areas. And it really benefits, I found it really benefits our members of me being in the workplace, because managing those internal relationships, advising, even getting involved in disputes and managing those for members has been a really good benefit. And for those that want to know more about the formal mediation, because it is a quite complex process and structure, but an easy delivery. I'll be doing a webinar later on in February. So please, if you want to know more, please look for that and sign up to that. But really, in addition to what's spelled out there on the slides, I have an extensive experience in payroll, recruitment, and business partnering. I come from an internal HR background, delivering and engaging around all levels. So, and I want to point out that this product is a uniquely tailored to understand your business. So I really partner with you guys to intimately understand it. And that's key. As Rob, I just want to put that point, that's key to delivering this, understanding the details of any issues that come up. So what happens is that these things, we're not just telling you where there's gaps or talking high-level stuff. We're actually sitting you planning the strategy of implementation. Then the next step, actually doing the implementation, either holding your hand, doing it for you at all of those levels. So you have that seamless across all of those parts of the process. So a different thing is that it's not just the product itself; it's how it's delivered. So CCIQ has a genuine point of difference in the marketplace, where our model enables each of the experienced advisors to deliver the product in their own style, based on their own experience. And you'll find when you engage in this product that you'll find that you start trusting the actual individual. So whether it be me, Rob, or Jacinda, actually care about the success of your organisation, care about individuals as well. It's about delivering the benefits for business, employees, and building success. And why is CCIQ is different? Because the whole purpose of CCIQ being here is for the success of businesses in Queensland. So we're not here just to make a profit. We actually care about your success rather than our success. But your success is our success. So I just wanted to reiterate one thing that Rob really honed in on that I wanted to point is that you're not just accessing the experience of the individual, you're getting the shared knowledge and experience of the team. There's so much professionalism, so much knowledge of this team that you can tap into, and that you can get an answer for anything that's happening and anything they're experiencing. So we can tailor that, the advice, the solution, the implementation to your business and what's happening in your sector. And you're getting the shared knowledge of what's happening in the marketplace, what's happening in government policy, and all those things. We bring that into your business. What other company can say that? So I just want to give some examples of what I'm currently doing with my HR managers that I'm servicing, and is to probably demonstrate the unique nature, the way it's tailored, the engagement. Okay, so really I've got a few. I've got one member in the education sector, which is very interesting. They really have a new sort of general manager or CEO, but a general manager who's really come into the business and really looking at the business and improving practices, as all new CEOs or general managers do. But it's really around some identifying the remuneration strategy. So that is breaking it down to individuals. We're talking pay rises, budgets, and type of things like that. But other things that go into and feed into that and build the pillars on that is like award audits. So, this organisation has 7 different awards. and 100 employees across those 7 different awards. So imagine the different scope of different practices, entitlements they have to worry about. So obviously we need to audit that, get those pillars in place, then build a remuneration strategy. And that's around how much do we pay people, how much do we give pay rises, when, to who. And what started happening is that we started identifying individuals that we need to actually talk about, discuss, build a strategy for each of those individuals. Another important thing, I won't go into all the things I do because there's so many, but for example, creation of contracts and implementing that. So I'm designing a manager IR presentation to upskill the managers and then talk about how we implement those contracts, how we have a discussion with each employee. Another one, I've got two members in the community services sector, a bit different areas, but I'm dealing with some complex stuff. For example, the introduction of NDIS. So the company needs to evolve their structure. So I'm talking about recruitment. They've got a lot of complex IR cases. So I can get involved and advise on the ground at the time about strategies in those complex areas. And this is people that we know that may result in unfair dismissals, general protection claims. They know it's going that way. How do we mitigate their risk? And I'm in there reviewing emails, reviewing discussions, for example, like that. What we do is, another one had a CEO left, and so the culture of the organisation changed. So we're looking at IR award coverage, contracts, a complete review of all policies and procedures, advice on potential EBAs, what would it mean for them if they do, what if they don't, do they do contracts, and if they do contracts, what does it mean, how do they implement a structure, how do they have a transparent, fair process for the organisation. So I suppose that sort of quickly demonstrates some of the things I'm doing, but I could sit here all day just going through all the things I'm doing and loving it. I love going on site, seeing the members actually getting in there, making a difference, and helping you guys out. So given that, I'm going to hand you over now to Jacinda Davies, who is going to introduce herself and talk about her experiences. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Michael. Hi, everyone. It's good to see so many people joining us today, and I'm sure I've probably already spoken with some of you at one stage before. I'm one of the advisors here in the HR services team. I've been with the team for about 6 months now. When I first joined, this product offering was first being launched. It's been really exciting actually to be part of the team while we've seen the uptake in this service offering. So very exciting times for such a great product. Just a little bit about myself. So prior to CCIQ, I've had quite extensive exposure in a number of industries, not only in HR, to be honest. While I was studying and previous to deciding to start a career in HR, I worked in tourism, hospitality, and to be honest, I spent a lot of my time in manufacturing and warehousing, so even drove a forklift for a little while and put on the fluoros every day. So I find that keeps me really even-keeled, to be honest, when I'm providing my advice, having been an employee, probably in workplaces similar to what some of you have, and now working in HR. It gives me that really good grounding and really good understanding of some of the challenges you might have. In addition to my experience, I'm also currently studying a law degree at QUT. This year I'll actually be doing a little bit of volunteer work outside of my role here with CCIQ, just to really, I guess, further develop my understanding of law and its applications. So not going to lie, that is my particular interest. I do think it's a strength of mine as well. So what you might find bit boring and dry, things like contracts and legislative compliance are things that I definitely love sinking my teeth into. So that's the sort of thing I really enjoy. Other things that I really enjoy in saying that, I actually really enjoy partnering with employers to develop their confidence with processes, with things such as performance management, terminations and redundancies. So I have that understanding that that can be a really scary area for some employers, and I really like working with them to upskill them in that area so that they can see that it is just a process that occurs sometimes, and being there to help support them while they work through that process is something that I really enjoy. So I do currently work with 3 of our members who have decided to take up the MyHR Manager service offering. They're in industries including IT, some heavy vehicle mechanics, and we've also got an engineering company that I work with. So they all have varying levels of HR support. Some of them have existing HR team members that I work closely with and enjoy upskilling them a little bit in their roles as well. And some of these organisations, or one of them, doesn't have any HR department or representative at all. So it's always quite interesting going in and working with them through various things. So obviously with one organisation not having a HR department, we're starting from the basics. So implementing employment contracts, making sure all of their policies are up to date, and just going through a review process before we move into further things. And then with the organisations that have their existing HR people in place, it's all about the support. So providing them with support during EA bargaining, performance management, REM reviews, all of those sorts of things. I won't keep you for too much longer. I guess we've been telling you how great this MyHR Manager product is. I just wanted to touch on why I think it's so great, touching on my background working in HR as well. As an advisor working for CCIQ, obviously we are touching base with businesses all over Queensland, not limited by industry. It gives us such a breadth of experience to draw from when we're helping you. As Rob mentioned as well, that you can already see from hearing us talk about ourselves and from the slides that between Rob, Michael, myself, and even Jason, our backgrounds are varied. We've got such a great amount of experience between all of us that we draw on all the time. I don't think a week goes by where something doesn't pop up that one of us hasn't heard of before. So that's really great. So that's the sort of experience you would be exposed to and receiving as part of this product. It's not only that, I think also just an example of one of my members that I've been working with. It was just a couple of weeks ago, actually, I went and had my monthly MyHR Manager day in their business. And it's really good to go in there and actually get a feel for the culture, see what it is the employees are doing, have a look at the way that people are interacting. The things that you can pick up on that people have just taken as being everyday things is quite amazing. But getting that feedback and actually seeing an employer able to sit back and relax and say, oh, wow, you know, I've been able to get so much done today, and, you know, the stress levels have gone right down because you're here to help with this now, and thanking, you know, getting that thank you. It's such a good feeling to know that that service is making them feel like that so that they can go and focus on what they should be doing, which is running their business. So that's why I think this product is so great. That's a little bit about myself, but I'll pass back over to Jason now, and thanks so much for your time.
Thanks, Jacinda. Thanks, Robert, and thank you, Michael. A little bit about myself before we finish up today. Yeah, I'm the manager of HR services at CCIQ. Previous to joining CCIQ, I was involved in the mining industry. Born and bred in Mackay, so my experience is in organisations such as BHP, Liebherr Australia, Spotless Group, were all sort of mining based. So I worked on site for many of my years and in HR before moving to Brisbane. I received a scholarship from Rio Tinto Hale Creek Coal Mine, where I was fortunate enough to receive great mentoring and coaching from a lot of great HR practitioners at Rio Tinto. I'd like to speak now to Phoebe and Rebecca from HR Dynamics in Cairns. These ladies have years of experience. Like Phoebe has over 18 years experience in HR management. management, and has a strong industry background in hotels, and Rebecca has over 17 years experience in HR as well. Both are fully qualified and hold degrees, and our relationship with HR Dynamics is one of a partnership. So where we have members in Cairns requiring fee for service or consulting, or we would engage the ladies at HR Dynamics to perform those services for us. So likewise, if you're an employer in the Cairns area and you're wanting to take advantage of the 10% discount and engage the CCIQ and the MyHR Manager level of membership, Phoebe and Rebecca would be the ladies who will be coming out to your place of business and delivering that 1 day a month service for you. I know we're mindful of time, so we've got a couple of questions. So we'll just see how we go. Amanda, do we have any questions?
Yeah, we do have a couple, and we have been quite long. Sorry, everyone, but we'll get through the rest of it really quickly. Okay, I have a question here. How many hours assistance can businesses access outside the 1 day per month under this subscription?
Okay, so if you're a MyHR Manager, you do have that 1 day a month, service within your business. And when the manager is not there in your business, you can still phone and email and have access to your manager at any time. So just because they're not in your business on that particular day or the rest of the month, you still have access to them. So you still contact the broader team as well for advice and support, as well as your nominated HR manager. So there's no hour limit to it. It's you still are a member of CCIQ. Your 1 day a month, you'll be allotted that 1 day a month. However, when your HR manager is not there, you still have access to them on the phone, email, and the broader team as well.
Okay, and just a question from one of our members. They are an existing HR Assist member, so they just want to know how the MyHR Manager differs from what they're currently on. And they use us quite a lot.
Okay, are they a HR Assist member? Okay, HR Assist member. So HR Assist is our second level level of membership. So with that level of membership, you receive all your policies, a digital platform to the Portner Press subscription, which is your Bible or an encyclopedia on HR. So you have that same benefit with MyHR Manager. I guess the difference is, Amanda, that you have someone coming out to your business 1 day a month, and someone you can talk to, someone who you can put a face to and help you implement and change your business when it comes to HR. Any other questions? Okay, so I'd like to thank everybody for attending today. Where questions have not been answered, we do have those questions available to us, and we'll email you personally with a response. And if you have any questions regarding the MyHR Manager membership or any other membership inquiry, contact the team directly on 1300 731 988. You can speak to Robert, Jacinda, Michael and myself regarding MyHR Manager membership. So once again, we thank you for your time. This is a great initiative and a great new level of service we're wanting to provide. It will be accessible throughout Queensland in every region. So if you have any inquiries about who will deliver that for you, please give us a call. I'm here to help, and have a great day. Thank you.
Excellent. Thanks, Jason. And I just wanted to add to that, anyone who registered will get a copy of the recording and the slides later today. Also, we have another 2 webinars in the on our website, so one will be on mediation, which will be with Michael, and we'll have another one about our CCIQ health check service. So we'll send links to them in the emails, but it's also available on our website as well. And just a reminder, anyone who registered for this webinar will receive a free initial consultation and 10% off their MyHR Manager membership. Okay, that's a lot to take in today. Thank you to Jason and the team, and we will catch you next time. Thank you.